All right, so today we're gonna dive into something pretty heavy.
Okay.
It's this text called Infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. And
Hmm.
it makes some pretty bold claims. Uh, One of the things it says is that emotional states
Oh, wow.
can be as contagious as diseases.
Interesting.
It even goes so far as to say that, like, you can die from someone else's misery.
Really?
Yeah. So that's what we're going to unpack in this deep dive.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
I mean, is that just like a dramatic way of wording things? Or could there be some truth to that?
Right, because dying from someone else's misery, it could be literal.
Right.
Like the text talks about like a drowning man pulling you under when you're trying to rescue him.
Yeah.
But I think it's more likely talking about like a metaphorical death.
Right, right. Yeah.
That loss of joy.
Losing motivation.
Yeah. Or even your sense of self when you're around just negativity all the time.
Yeah, I think we've all felt that, haven't we? Like you walk into a room and you can just feel the bad vibes. Like someone's in a bad mood and then suddenly like everyone's tense.
Totally. And it's not just a feeling either.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a physiological response happening too. Like
Yeah.
we're literally wired to pick up on those cues from other people,
Oh, interesting.
and then our bodies, they respond in. Kind of like studies have shown that when you're exposed to negative emotions,
Okay.
especially like chronic stress,
Right.
it can increase your cortisol levels, and that leads to all sorts of stuff,
Like what?
like a weaker immune system,
Oh, no.
higher risk of heart problems. It's almost like their stress is getting into you.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah,
So it's not just about feeling down, it can actually impact our health.
it can.
Wow. So this source, it also talks about associating with happy and fortunate people.
Uh-huh.
And it suggests that unfortunate people can attract misfortune.
Okay.
It says something like, let him die his own death,
Uh-huh.
which feels kind of harsh.
It does raise some eyebrows for sure.
Yeah, like how do we even determine who's fortunate and who's unfortunate?
Right.
And what about helping people, having compassion and supporting them when they're going through tough times?
Yeah, it's tricky because the text doesn't say what unfortunate means exactly,
Right.
but it kind of implies that some people are just unlucky by nature,
Hmm.
which I don't know, that feels like judging people
Yeah.
and saying we should avoid unfortunate people Well, that brings up some moral questions.
Yeah, for sure.
It reminds us that we need to consider the context.
Okay.
Someone might be struggling because of things they can't control.
Like,
Job loss,
Oh, yeah.
health issues,
Yeah.
family problems,
right.
and saying it's their fault ignores all that.
It makes me think of self-fulfilling prophecies.
Oh, tell me more.
Like maybe people who are labeled unfortunate start to believe it,
Uh-huh.
and then they act in ways that actually cause bad things to happen.
That's really interesting.
Like you always think bad things will happen. You might not take risks or seize opportunities.
It's a well-known thing in psychology.
Is it?
Yeah, when we have these strong beliefs, we see everything through that lens.
Oh, wow.
Like someone who thinks they're unlucky might unknowingly sabotage themselves or just focus on the bad stuff.
So it's like a negative feedback loop.
Exactly. Negativity breeds more negativity.
But if we can be influenced by negative emotions, can we be influenced by positive emotions too?
That's the really exciting part.
What is it?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Research shows that positive emotions like joy, gratitude, enthusiasm, those are contagious too.
So like think about how a smile from a stranger can make your day.
Exactly, or how being around someone who's passionate about something can get you excited too.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
Not all.
We can actually create a ripple effect of positivity
We can.
just by focusing on the good and surrounding ourselves with uplifting people.
Yes.
This text, even though it's kind of intense, it really highlights the power of our emotions, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. It reminds us to pay attention to our own emotional well-being and how we impact others.
Yeah, it's a call to be more aware of our emotions and to be more resilient.
Yeah.
To choose kindness and empathy even when things are tough.
Yeah,
And remember, you have the power to spread joy and optimism,
that's a good reminder.
just as much as you can be affected by negativity.
So as you go about your day, think about the emotional energy you're putting out there.
I like that.
Are you a source of hope and positivity, or are you accidentally spreading negativity?
That's a great question.
That's something to think about, and that's what deep dives are all about.
I agree.